Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. This is Rock and Roll Spock coming at you. Today I'm going to talk about my thoughts on what is to come for the Amazing Spider-Man film franchise. Leaving out my personal views on the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and just going on to what has been confirmed for the future of the franchise. Now, first, two spin-offs have been confirmed as coming at some point by Sony Pictures. That would be Venom, which actually really cool idea if properly realized, and the Sinister Six, which I really don't think that's that great of an idea, but in its time. First off, each movie requires a lot of setup. Not the kind of setup that can be done with after one more Amazing Spider-Man movie, but at least, in all honesty, 3 to 4 movies. First off, with Venom, there are with a Venom spin-off movie, to clarify, there are three necessary elements needed. First off, the black costume, as shown here. The black costume is a very important part of Venom because it is, well, his costume. And that needs to be, as I mentioned, properly realized, and not in the way that Sam Raimi did in Spider-Man 3, though that's not his fault. He was forced into it. Or at least that's supposedly what is said to have happened. In all honesty, a full movie with Spider-Man in the black costume, ending with him ridding himself of it. And at some point in the movie, Eddie Brock being disgraced by Spider-Man, and at the end, as Spider-Man rids himself of the black costume, the two of them bond. Next up, there needs to be a movie with Venom as the primary villain. Sure, you could have a secondary villain in there too, and that'll actually really help with Sinister Six build up. But a whole movie with Venom, just with Venom as the primary villain. You know, if anything, just to show, hey, this is Venom. This is how much of a badass he is. Then finally, before the final thing needed before a Venom spinoff movie is a Spider-Man movie showing Venom capable of being a good guy. A good thought on that would be utilizing the character Carnage and having Venom and Spider-Man team up, as they often do, to take up when Carnage is involved to, stop Carnage. Next up, the Sinister Six concept. Now, ideally, the idea came about apparently, at least with us fans, as to the Sinister Six being built up with the fact that the Lizard didn't die at the end of Amazing Spider-Man. So, what's definitely needed, at least 3 more villains need to be introduced, possibly even 4. Or, if somehow Electro is not as dead as we think after Amazing Spider-Man 2, maybe just 2. 2 of these villains could be used as the villains in Amazing Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man movie dealing with the black costume. After all, he's got to fight somebody, right? And also, they need their own movie. They need a movie with showcasing them fighting Spider-Man, and Spider-Man fighting back. Perhaps even with perhaps if Harry Osborn's Green Goblin is involved, perhaps in the middle of their final fight, Harry switches sides, helps his friend, and then the Sinister Six movie, they have a new leader, and that kind of leads towards their the story arc of that. Now, also, for the future of the franchise, there are some things that I believe that somebody should start utilizing. First off, post-credit scenes. Yes, I know. Fox is using them. Marvel Studios is using them. And you know what? They work. It's an excellent way to keep your audience glued to the chair for a while. And you know what? Hey, it gives them a taste of what's to come, which that's always a good idea. I mean, look at Days of Future Past, and it's post credits. That was amazing, in all honesty. organic setup, as opposed to basically saying, okay, well, we need to work this into the movie to set this up. No. If it needs to flow. Otherwise, you end up with a whole bunch of Iron Man 2s. And Iron Man 2 just had too much going on, which was largely due to the fact of it setting up Avengers. And in all honesty, they needed to put out at least four more movies before they can start working on spin-offs. But as stated, those four would be the Black Costume, Venom, then, hey, have the Sinister Six all together, then Spidey and Venom versus Carnage. There you go. Another thing, allies, which, hey, that can lead to even more spin-offs. Black Cat, the group known as the Slingers, various others that Sony most likely does have the rights to, all of which would be excellent fits for it. But hopefully, this is what will come. This is what we'll be seeing in the next few years with the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. It could end up being a great superhero franchise. Anywho, all that being said, this is Rock and Roll Spock signing off. Live long, rock hard. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also, links to my Facebook page and Twitter page are down below. Adios.